Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time of day it is. Hi, conversationalists. So a lot of you may remember me from the pregnancy and infant loss remembrance videos, but my name is Erin Lamar. In case you can't tell by the shirt, I am a former member of the United States Air National Guard, Florida specifically. So today is actually Veterans Day. A lot of you know that, a lot of you celebrate it, but just to kind of give you guys a little background clarification on it. So Veterans Day was actually initially established in honor of the veterans coming home after the end of World War I. Now, a lot of people tend to get Veterans Day and Memorial Day confused. It's very simple. Veterans Day is actually meant nowadays to honor all of those who have previously served and are now still around to tell their stories, and all of those who are currently serving at the moment right now, whether they be at home, far away, whether their home may just be far away from where it used to be, or anything in between. Memorial Day, however, is to honor those who have served and are no longer around to tell their stories. So that's basically the big difference between the two. So while yes, both are important and both honor very important aspects of our military members and their lives, they are very different. But what we want to talk about for Veterans Day today, it's going to be a very short video, very short topic, in terms of you sitting here listening to me just yabber on about it. But it's actually a very big topic, and it has long-lasting effects, and it has far-reaching consequences. So one of the big hot topics in the military right now, whether it be Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard, Reserve Guard, or active, all of them are mostly concerned about mental health and suicide prevention. Now, we've heard those buzzwords for a long time now in the military, long time. Problem is, it's not getting any better. Mental health has come a long way from what it used to be. Back in the day, PTSD was just considered shell shock, and you just got over it. Nowadays, we have mental health experts embedded into most military treatment facilities or hospitals. We have things like Military OneSource, which I'll talk about a little bit more later, that are set up specifically to help military members deal with things like anxiety, PTSD, depression, things like that, things that a lot of military members face after they join the service. But there's still a long ways that we could go. A lot of the times, especially when you get into like upper leadership and upper management of military, they start getting their hands all tied up by all these rules and regulations and red tape of what they can and cannot do. And in trying to navigate all of that, they sometimes forget that there's people who just need them to be human and need them to see them as other human beings. The military is very much built on this: you're a soldier, you're an airman, you are whatever number or whatever MOS or AFSC that you have. That's what you are. You're not a person, you're that thing. And when you get to lower leadership, it gets a lot better most of the time. There are still situations where, you know, whatever level of leadership they are, they just don't care, or they don't understand to what level they need to care. And that's honestly where I've had the most frustration, where I've seen other people have the most frustration in the military, is trying to get that communication with their immediate leadership or with their like one step up leadership. It's not like the big Air Force, the big Army, big Navy. They're trying all these different programs and buzzwords and initiatives to make things better, but that's not what's going to make things better. One-on-one human interaction is what really counts and what really helps. The little things day in, day out. You know, when you see a soldier or Marine struggling, just, you know, one bad day out of the week is not really one bad day out of the week. It's probably a whole bad week out of a month, or a whole bad month out of a year. But you see it on that one day because that's when they finally lost the energy to hide it. So if you are in any sort of leadership position, I need you to take some time out anytime you see somebody having a bad hour, a bad day, a bad week, and realize that's probably more than just this bad hour, this bad day, this bad week. What can I do? And if it takes just sitting there and listening, please do that. If it takes realizing that they need some time to be able to work on their upgrade training and not deal with all the day in, day out stuff of the shop, please acknowledge that and see if there's anything that you can do. I understand there are going to be times where you just can't fix it, but try. And for those times when you just can't fix it, there are resources for both leadership and for the airmen, soldiers, etc., whatever level you're at in the military to help you out. We're going to include links to each of these that I list out. So you got one that a lot of you in active duty, and I say active duty meaning you're still currently enlisted, that a lot of you know, which is Military OneSource. It's called OneSource because it has access to so many various resources that you can all reach through that one portal. So they've got a phone number, they've got a website, it's completely free to military members, and I think they're dependents as well, but go on their website to learn more. And then a lot of you are no longer currently serving. So for us, there's the Veterans Crisis Line and the VA. So if it's an emergency and immediate need, please contact the Veterans Crisis Line. Crisis doesn't necessarily mean it's life-threatening right this moment. It can mean it's mentally wearing you down to the point where you can't go through your day. So that is part of what entails a crisis. Like, you just cannot make it through your day in a way that you normally would. It doesn't necessarily mean you're about to die like in the next 30 seconds. It just means you cannot go on mentally like this anymore. There's also the Mental Health Association of America, which has so many resources for both military members, their dependents, and just civilians. So if you're a non-military member and you're listening to this, and you're also struggling with mental health issues, you have so many resources also available to you that are either free or low cost. You don't have to pay the full price to see a therapist one-on-one. You do have other options, so please follow that link, and they have just a huge list of all kinds of stuff, and they break it down by what it's for and everything like that. One that's really good that we're starting to hear more and more about is BetterHelp.com. So they have an app, they have the website, and I think they have a phone number as well. We'll have all that information either down below the video or in the description of the episode. But that one is not free, and it's not specific to the military. However, you do get a counselor or therapist assigned to you. They are accredited through all the correct channels in their state, and you can text them, you can voice call them, you can video chat them, and it is available anywhere in the world that you have an internet connection. So if you are a military member and you're deployed and you don't feel comfortable for whatever reason talking to a military source, and you just want to talk to somebody who has no affiliation with the military whatsoever, is not going to come at it with that military lens, and because trust me, I've been there, I get it, then this is definitely a great option. It's cheaper than having a regular therapist stateside. It does cost money though, so just keep that in mind. And then one that's not really a mental health source, but it's just a source of finding acceptance if you need it, is the Modern Military Association of America. So that's specifically for LGBTQ plus military members and their dependents. And if you fall underneath that category, you're already a member. So just go to their website, linked below, and join up. They are literally actively currently fighting for your rights within the military, within the government right this second. It is happening. So if you need that level of acceptance, if you need somebody who understands that kind of experience, please get in touch with them. They have resources as well. So if you have any questions about any of that, please follow the links. And also, if you are currently in the military, please know, as usual, you always have your chaplain. You always have the mental health experts in the MTF. And if nothing else, find a wingman, find a battle buddy, find somebody that you can talk to, whether they're professional or not. So take care of your mental health, figure out what you need to do to make sure that you are right with you, and take care of yourself. And thank you, fellow veterans, both currently active and non, for your service today.